maybe you did love it. Maybe you loved it in different ways. Maybe you loved all of them. And maybe that's why it was so difficult to choose. But as the days passed, something changed. It wasn't big, not at first, but it was there. A subtle shift in your heart. And a subtle shift in the way it reacted whenever Sero was around. It wasn't that you didn't enjoy the company of the others, Bakugou's protectiveness, Kirishima's loyalty, Kaminari's playful flirting, and Mina's boldness. But there was something about Sero, something effortless, something that didn't feel like a competition. It felt easy. And maybe that's why, when he slid next to you on the couch one night, something just clicked into place. You know, you never answered, he said casually, draping an arm across the back of the couch. You looked up from your phone. Answered, what? You asked. He smirked. The $1 million question. Who's your favorite? Your stomach did a weird little flip. You guys said I didn't have to choose yet. That's true, he admitted. But I gotta know. Am I even in the running? You turned to face him fully, taking him in. The way he was always close, but never overbearing. The way he flirted but never pushed too hard. The way he just made you laugh whenever you needed it. The way he was looking at you now and waiting. You swallowed. Yes, you are. Sero's smirk faltered for a second. Like he wasn't actually expecting you to say that. Like he wanted to believe, but just needed to hear it again. So you gave him a small nervous smile. You really are. For a moment he just stared at you, his dark eyes unreadable. Then before he could even process it, or what was happening, he moved closer, his face inches from yours. Can I test something? He asked, voice lower than usual. Your breath caught. Test what? This, he murmured. And then he kissed you. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't grand, sweeping gesture, it was slow and careful. Like he was making sure you wanted it just as much as he did. And you did. Your fingers curled into his hoodie, pulling him just a little bit closer. He tilted his head, deepening the kiss for just a second before pulling away with a grin. So, he murmured, his forehead resting against yours. How's the test? You laughed, breathless. You passed. He chuckled, pulling back slightly. Good to know. The moment should have been perfect until, well, a very loud gasp shattered it. Oh my god! You both practically jumped apart, whipping your head around towards the doorway. Mina was standing there, mouth open in a delighted shock. Behind her were Kirishima, Kaminari, and Bakugou, all frozen in various states of disbelief. Well, damn, Kirishima muttered. Are you serious? Mina shrieked, bouncing on her heels. This is so cute. I can't even. Bakugou just crossed his arms and scowled. Whatever. You blinked. Wait, you knew? Of course I knew, he scoffed. You've been looking at him different for weeks. Your face burned. No, I haven't. Kirishima chuckled. You kinda have, dude. You groaned, covering your face. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Sero, on the other hand, looked way too pleased with himself. Wait, does this mean I won? Mina smacked him in the arm. Don't say it like that, this isn't some game. Didn't stop us from shooting it like one. Kaminari muttered. Kirishima smiled at you. You happy? You glanced at Sero, who was already watching you, waiting for your answer. A smile graced your lips. Yeah, I am. Then that's all that matters, Hiroshima said, giving you a thumbs up. Mina wiggled her fingers excitedly. Okay, so now this is a thing. I demand all the details. How did you know? Who kissed first? How long have you guys actually been secretly dating? We're not secretly dating, you cut in. Yet, Sero added smoothly, tossing an arm around your shoulder. You shot him a look and he just grinned. Kaminari huffed. Man, I was so close. Were you? Bakugou deadpanned. Kaminari shot him a look. Let me have this, dude. Mina gasped dramatically. Wait, does this mean that Sero gets extra cuddle privileges? Because I demand a rotation system. You groaned. Mina, Hiroshima laughed. We're all still gonna be close, man. You're part of the squad. And after that is what made it perfect. After everything, even the competition, the teasing, the flirting, you knew it wasn't gonna change anything. They were still your best friends and your family. And Sero was just a little bit more. Maybe a lot bit more. The thoughts settled into your chest, and the days followed, weaving themselves into every glance, every laugh, every touch, every moment with Sero. I mean, it wasn't like anything had drastically changed. I mean, let's be real, not really. The group was still operating like it always had, loud and chaotic and impossibly close. With teasing jabs and spontaneous movie nights and late-night takeout runs. But it was different, because now every time Sero slid next to you on the seat, let his leg press against yours, every time he cracked a joke, he'd look at you first, like you wanted to make sure you laughed. And every time you caught him smiling and watching you, he didn't look away. He just grinned. And you let yourself lean into it. Because why wouldn't you? It was so easy. It was so Sero. It was just so nice. So when Mina announced a mandatory squad hangout one evening, you didn't think twice before saying yes. You just grabbed your jacket and followed the group to Hiroshima's place, where he had somehow managed to gather an absurd amount of snacks and unlimited blankets for what Mina was calling the, and I quote, unlimited movie night experience. Sero plopped in on the couch first, patting the space next to him. Come on, favorite person. You rolled your eyes but sat down. That's a bold title. Well, you did say I was your favorite. No, one of my favorites. You corrected him, ignoring the knowing smirk on his face. Kaminari collapsed onto the floor in front of you, groaning dramatically. Ugh, the favoritism is sickening. Mina, already curled up with a blanket, gasped. Wait, does this mean Wan is officially off the market? You blinked. What? Bakugo snorted from a spot on the armchair. About time you idiots figured it out. Sero just grinned, throwing an arm around your shoulders like it was the most natural thing in the entire world. What do you think, Wan, you off the market? Your brain short-circuited for a second, because, well, were you? The thought sent a rush of warmth throughout you, something thrilling and terrifying all at once. It wasn't like you and Sero had talked about it. You hadn't sat down and defined whatever it was this was, but the way he looked at you now, that playful but little hopeful thing in your chest made you click into place. So you shrugged, a small smile tugging at your lips. I don't know. I guess it depends. Sero raised an eyebrow. You turned to fully face him, on whether or not you're gonna ask me. For a split second, surprise flickered across his face, and then a grin widened, eyes warm, and he tilted his head. I don't know, it could be. Mina squealed. Hiroshima chuckled. Kaminari muttered something about shoving a handful of popcorn in his mouth. He rolled your eyes, but didn't look away from Sero. So? He pretended to think about it. Japanese chin dramatically. Well, I could ask, but then again, I'd have to make it official, and then I'd have to start calling you my partner, and then we'd have to do cute couple things, like hold hands and steal each other's hoodies. Oh my god, Mina groaned. Just ask already. Sero laughed, squeezing her shoulder before dropping his voice just enough for the rest of the word to fade out. Wanna be mine? He asked. Your heart skipped. Oh. You could hear Kaminari fake gagging. You could feel Mina practically vibrating with excitement, but none of it mattered, because Sero was looking at you like you were the only thing in the world, and God, you wanted it. So you smiled and nudged him lightly. Yeah, I do.